Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, Jackus, and Dr. Will's Outlook. We got a full panel today, bringing you coverage of all things financial markets. Happy Thursday, guys. I feel like today I'm seeing something I haven't really seen in a while across these markets, and that's a bunch of red all over my watch list. Really more so crypto than equities, right? I mean, equities are down marginally speaking, but maybe showing a little bit of signs that we could be about to consolidate over in, the S&P, the NASDAQ, some of those individual outperformers that have really been moving aggressively higher over the last few days and weeks. But meanwhile, in crypto, you have had a decent bit of blood, right? I mean, we're down about, over 3%, both on Bitcoin and ETH just on this daily. Sorry if you guys hear that alarm outside my apartment. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at altcoins, 5, 6, 7% down. This is definitely the type of blood that you'd like to buy. One thing I will say, though, these are prices we have not seen since yesterday on a lot of these assets. So perhaps a bit of perspective is needed as far as that goes, right? You could just be washing out some late longs here that got a little bit over eager on the squeeze that we had yesterday. Or, it could be the beginning of maybe a little bit deeper of a correction down into 32 to 33K on Bitcoin. I'm sure we're going to talk about a few different scenarios on this show today. But good morning, guys. I hope that everybody has had a phenomenal day. Talking of not just to the panel, but of course the audience as well. I mean, we always talk about how there is no second best daily YouTube live stream show. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream audience. So if y'all could throw us a like and subscription if you haven't already, we'd be very appreciative. And of course, the algo loves when you guys do that for us. So we can continue to get this show in front of more and more eyes. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. I mean, Bitcoin is showing a bit of weakness here, but
hold on, Tommy.
Side is that prices we haven't seen since yesterday. What are you seeing, Will?
Tommy, no. This is unprecedented, and this is very rude of me to interrupt you while you're talking, but I have to point this part out. Okay, this is very important, especially when it comes to price. If we can get the likes out of the way up front, we don't have to talk about it later. I just want everybody to know this. Okay, we don't have to talk about it later if we do it now. So if you guys smash the like button now, we don't have to talk about it later. Okay, so let's definitely consider that. It's a pretty smart option. Takes you 2 seconds, costs you nothing. Just hit the like button. That's it. So we can keep the show rolling and keep this alpha going.
Let's find out if they're morning people or if they're procrastinators, Will. But what are we seeing in the markets, guys? Like I said, it is prices we haven't seen since yesterday, but I mean, it's never.
We were lower yesterday,
right?
We were lower yesterday, Tommy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we were here yesterday, man.
As Max likes to say, this is a pullback for ants.
This is a pullback for ants. Yeah.
If you look at this from a high time frame standpoint, we are barely off those highs, and really, even and I'm in agreement, Tommy. I talked about this literally yesterday. Even if we got to pull back to like 33K, it's still in an uptrend. We are still above high time frame resistances, and we are still in a bull market type of. We don't even have to call it a bull market. Look, I know some people get triggered by certain words. I understand that. I think that you should seek help if that's the case. But here's the thing. We can just call it momentum, right? It's an uptrend of momentum. If you don't want to hear the word bull market, if that gives you PTSD because of 2022. But at the end of the day, follow momentum. Don't fade momentum. It's definitely there. And momentum is in the favor of upside. It really, really is.
Whoa.
Well, what happened?
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
What's going on?
Whoa.
I think I might be speechless right now.
I am, bro. I'm speechless.
Alan Wolf, man, one of our new Giga Chads, man. The biggest super chat we've ever had, man. That's incredible. Alan, thank you, brother. That is so kind of you. Alan says, still new member to the GigaChat group. Love all you guys. Best purchase I will ever make monthly. I know for a fact I'm going to turn my 4 figures into 6 figures plus in the next bull market. Thanks to all the panel LFG. Alan, thank you so much, man. That's incredible, man. I didn't even know you could tip that big on YouTube. That is just, that's fantastic.
Man.
So much, Alan. That's so good of you.
Real quick, Max, I just want to point out Alan is a longtime follower of Will's Outlook.
That's yes. Most are, man. I'm a long time follower of Will's Outlook also, man. That's where we all came together. We all congregate under Will's following.
Just play. No, I love you though, Alan.
Alan, thank you, man. That's super generous. Super generous. Thank you.
What do you guys
Tucker,
think?
Is this the meme, man? Is this the TradingView trend line make bounce?
TradingView trend line is making bounce, man. I'll tell you what. No,
that you can't. That doesn't work. Trend lines don't work, Tucker.
I know you need order flow. You need exo charts. You need all that good stuff. But
did you see the initial claims that came out this morning? That trend line can't hold because the initial claims came out.
Don't care.
The initial claims, bro.
Yeah, the initial claims ticked up, man. Even though it's down on the year, it's still ticked up this morning. Therefore, we can't bounce. There's no.
So 2 people applied for unemployment? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, 2 more people applied for unemployment.
I don't know, man. They're just not going to make it easy. Like, I'll tell you this. I'm actually not concerned that we're about to imminently nuke, even if the OI profile seems ugly, because I just feel like they're gonna rip this thing up. My gut's telling me they're gonna blast everything higher, but they're gonna make it so difficult to just maintain conviction during this next little chop solidation. That's my gut feeling. I could be wrong. I've been wrong one time before in my life. I know it is rare. Just kidding. I've been wrong before, but for me, as long as Ethereum can hold like 1940-ish, this to me is an accumulation. Actually, let me see if I can share real quick. I want to. It won't let me, man. Sometimes I just wake up and like it will not let me share my trading view. It's the most
you're stuck with mine, Max.
Bizarre thing, man.
Max,
that's basically the level there, Tucker. Like I'm accumulating. Actually, can you go to the 2-week chart for me, Tucker? Because I can't share, so I have to boss you around.
I'm a 2-week enjoyer.
He is a 2-week enjoyer.
Are you sure that's not because you're old? That's why you can't share your screen?
Dude, I'm getting old, man. I was thinking about that the other night, and I have a kid now. I turned 28 in January. I feel like I'm actually kind of getting old. Like turning 25 and 26 is like, oh, like, it's cool. Like you're really fresh to adulthood. 28 is just kind of like you're getting crusty, You're getting to that old side, man.
You got to start using lotion every day.
Yeah, I mean Tucker's 28, man, and
I'm 28, man. This is crust.
That's crust. that's burnt toast, man. But see, it's fine. Like it just kind of is what it is. Like I'm getting old. It's fine. It's not bad. I'll just buy a Mustang with a convertible top or something and just have a quarter life price.
Put a crate motor in it.
Yeah.
What if we just did this, guys?
I'd rip my hair out. Tucker, can you draw rather than the high of year that you have drawn? Can you move that line down to the highest weekly 2-week close that we've had while in this range down here?
Close this one?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That is significant to me. As long as we maintain above that, I don't give a damn. All right? I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
As long as we maintain above that line, I don't care. 1940, 1930. They're going to make it difficult, but I think we could consider this a breakout and consolidation before real expansion.
Yeah, I'd like to see that hold for sure, but what do we got? 3 days until I think if we close like this, we look good. We just can't do one of these candles.
Hell no, we can't, man.
We
As
can't.
long as we close right here, we're all good,
Yeah.
man. Around 2,000, give or take, I will allow for it.
We are
But this is
we are in a ascending triangle right now from the very bottom on east. If you go on an hourly and connect it at the bottoms, right from October 19th, you can connect that.
Oh, October
Yeah, from the very bottom.
from
Basically.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a beautiful trend line. Nothing to
And then-
see here. No, that
then-
doesn't work, Jack, because you can't just draw trend lines on TradingView. You can't.
And then if you're gonna connect the upper as well, yeah. And
Who
then
could have foreseen?
what probably happens is a fake down lower. Maybe even before higher.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Was.
You can feel the fuckery already in the charts.
Yeah, you can.
Hey, Tucker, could you in our chat here? I threw up a link. Could you look at that and kind of recreate that for the audience there?
What are you talking about, Will?
So in our chat, I threw up a link there. If you can click on it and just recreate that.
A link to your tweet.
Yes.
Bitcoin. What are you on? Like the 3 month or something? What are we on?
No,
here?
no, Tucker. I'm on the monthly. Okay.
12 month.
Where else would Will be?
Okay.
Dude, I can't believe Alan gave us $100, man.
Wow.
Dude.
You guys are amazing.
Alan's a great guy, man. A great guy. Just
Dude,
like
Alan's
Ozio,
is.
all these guys.
He is.
And I like how the $100 super chat shows up in red, like our Giga Chad membership in our Discord. Alan's the ultimate Giga, man. That's insane, man. Alan, thank you again so much. I'm looking at the comments. You're a real one for that, Alan. You're a real one. Appreciate the support.
That's all you need, Tucker. That's
You should-
all you need. Nothing
should-
else.
You should keep the comment on top of the screen for a while, because that deserves it, man. That's like the records, right?
Look at that play. Look at that play, guys.
So this is what Will tweeted out this morning. I just recreated it perfectly.
Yeah, man. You have to stop fading Will's outlook at the end of the day. I'm not talking to anybody in particular, but when Will posts a chart, man,
You
I
listen.
mean it's set in stone, man. I mean it's chiseled into Plymouth Rock. I mean it's done. It's the gospel, man.
Dude, I watched that the other day. It was unreal.
Such a good movie, man.
So good.
But tell me that's not a clean way to look at this. Just like the cleanest way.
So, Will, where does it top out, though? We know where support is potentially on the high time
If
frame.
you can break below that resistance that you're hitting against right now, you're going to top out at the top end of that range.
So, one thing in regards to topping out is that Booty Bandit is awaiting my shill. You got it, brother. Done and done. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much. We have 40
40.
40 years.
we got 50 people watching right now. Absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, guys, the likes are lagging right now. We are at 34 likes. That is unacceptable. But guys, we can modify that and we can amend that real quick. It will not take us all but a couple minutes. So if you are enjoying the content, please consider hitting that like button. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for this show. And we greatly appreciate your guys' continued support. The reason we're able to grow so fast is because of you guys. You guys are fantastic. You show up every single day, just as we do, and you support us in our endeavors. So please consider just taking one moment, making sure you're signed into your YouTube account and hit that thumbs up button for us. We got 50 people watching. We got 39 likes. I know we can run it up to 50 quick because I know everybody is liking this stream so far. And maybe you're not liking the stream. Maybe you're here and you're like, I don't like the stream. You could still like the stream, you know? You could still like it even if you don't like the stream. It's not a requirement, you know? You don't have to like the stream to like it. Furthermore, This is Market Check, our daily show brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We go live 5 days per week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time with the cast that you are looking at right now. We got Tucker, Snorlax, me, Will, and Jackus. It's an hour and a half to, maybe sometimes 2 hour long alpha dump. We literally come on here, talk charts, share alpha. We don't always win, but when we do, we like to do it on Market Check. All right, so please consider liking the content and also subscribing to the YouTube channel. Liking and subscribing are both free. I can feel I'm losing my voice, guys. I've been doing so much talking lately. I might end up I'm just going to lose my voice one day. I can feel it. Just hours of talking every single day, man. But thank you guys so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. There's the shill, guys. We got another super chat, man. Ozeal hits us with the daily super chats, man. Ozeal is a real one. Ozeal is an absolute real one.
Shrap. Look at
Hey,
Shrap.
hey, who told people to pay attention to the AVAX ecosystem? I believe it was BB. I believe it was in the GigaChat chat. While everybody else is chasing the same coins over and over again, other people are exploiting other ecosystems. Just throwing it out there.
This doesn't even come close to the amount of gems that are dropped in the Discord, guys. Like with King Wabi, you guys don't even understand. Like
They don't understand, man.
they don't even understand.
They don't
Wabi is in
understand.
the Discord screaming at people to buy these low caps, and they just randomly will pull a 10x out of nowhere.
So I actually just hit up Ed, man. I'm having to make a custom code. So instead of a month free, it's going to be 3 weeks free next week. And then I'm going to drop it down to 2 weeks free. And then after that, it's going to be 1 week free and then no more free trial of the Discord, man. There's about 3 weeks left of this period, and that's it. It's getting crowded, man. It's getting crowded for sure.
It is getting crowded. But do we still have the month free for now?
We do. We still have the month free, but next week it's going to go down to 3 weeks. And then the following week it's going to go down to 2 weeks. And then after that, it's going to go down to 1 week. And then that's it, man. Then I'm done with it.
Can we throw out that month free for the people that may be interested or maybe haven't pulled the trigger yet? I mean,
Kind
the
of early
audience
in the
we
stream
have
to do a
still,
Discord shill, isn't it? I mean, we could. Yeah, why not, right? I mean, before I lose my voice, we probably should. I got to badger everybody at least once or twice.
Is it really a shill when it's free?
No, it's not, man. It's really
That's
not.
real.
That's the incredible part. Like, it's literally
Is it
free,
really
man.
a shill when it's free? That's
all right,
all
guys.
I'm saying.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna get you once right now with the Discord show. Then we're gonna get back to the stream. All right, and then right at the very end, if I don't completely lose my voice, I'm gonna badger you guys one more time. All right, so you're only gonna get it twice, guys. The Discord has been absolutely killing it, giving out gems left and right, having a lot of fun. It's a great place to hang out. Now, if you want to try it out 30 days for free, that code across the bottom of the screen, use it at checkout. You'll put in some information, and then when you go to checkout, you put in code free month. It will give you 30 days for free, guys. It will not charge your card. I promise it will not charge your card. You can try it 30 days for free. If you like it, you stay. It'll charge you 30 days from now. If you don't like it, you cancel. But I don't know why you wouldn't like it, because it's absolutely fantastic, and you get to hang out with all of us. We share active positions. We meet for upwards of 2 hours every single day and do private voice calls right in the morning at the New York Open and then also at the New York Close. We had 5 people join yesterday, guys. We had 5 people join. This is most likely the last week. I'm going to see how many members we have. This is probably going to be the last week that we do the free month, and then I'll just drop it down to maybe like a few weeks, and then slowly but surely no more free trials. So get the free month while you can. Again, it does not cost you anything. Come hang out. Come see if you like it. Come see if this is a community that you want to ride with through the Bitcoin halving, because I mean, our track record collectively as a team has just been phenomenal. And it's a really great environment to hang out and learn and trade. We share our active positions. We share stuff that we reserve only for the Discord, guys. We share like 90% of it here, but that real like hidden 10%, man, that's in the Discord. So if you want full access, you want to see where Jackus is positioning, Will's positioning, I'm positioning, Snorlax is positioning, Tucker's positioning, and King Wabi is positioning, then you ought to check it out. 30 days for free. The link is in the description below. It should be the first link down. And again, you can use that code on the bottom, free month for 1 month for free. I'm gonna, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. If we keep getting members, maybe I'll keep it open, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep the free month for too long, guys.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's just giving it away, honestly.
I want to add too, like, we definitely don't want the Discord to get too crowded and then, have issues getting information out to everybody individually. I think you are capping the Discord at a certain point too, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I want to cap it, and I also want to. It's going to be a sliding scale. I think where right now it's $149.99. I think once we get to a certain number of members, I'm going to jack it up like double the price, just so we don't get too crowded. We can't have like 1,000 people in the Discord during the bull market because we just won't be able to provide the same quality. It's like franchising a restaurant, man. Like the first location's fantastic, and then right after, man, it just you lose quality control. You just can't maintain it. So yeah, anyways, I might at some point, but we'll see. We're not quite there yet. But anyways, let's get back to the programming. That's my Discord shill for right now. 1 month for free. I will Janer 1999. I'm only here to like. Appreciate you. That's a real one. But yeah, guys, we'll get back to the stream now, and I'll bug you again at the end. So
I do want to point out
what is this made up trend line, man? What are you doing?
This is a fantastic trend line. Look at this trend line, man.
But did you take into consideration the deteriorating macro?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Wait,
Look.
what is the
Who
trend
could
line
have
made from?
foreseen? Huh?
What is? Oh, I see now. That's cool.
Look,
like
if
that
oil's
one.
not going down, inflation's never going away, in which case you should not buy anything and you should just stay liquid in cash and lose money to inflation.
I'd like to see
I was
Better
being
they stay in
facetious.
cash than to buy the top, man.
I mean, what's the top though? Let's scroll out on SPY and you show me the top.
I'll show you the top, Will.
You show me the top.
All right.
Scroll all the way out. All the way out.
Here it is, brother. Oh my goodness gracious.
All right. Now show me the previous top.
Here's the top, brother.
Show me the previous top.
Huh? Top.
Show me the
top.
previous top.
These?
Okay, there's your previous top.
No, I understand on a long enough time horizon, there is no top because we keep printing money. I understand.
There you go. There you go.
I'm aware.
I mean, eventually that's going to come to a head, but we won't talk.
I mean, on a systemic collapse. Sure.
But there is a good point that we need to keep in mind is that during the 70s, SPX and Dow Jones went basically 16 years in a downtrend when compared to US CPI, right? If you're going to divide SPX with US CPI, you'll find out that there was a bear market of 16 years.
Yeah, very true.
What'd you say? By CPI.
Divide either SPX or Dow Jones with US CPI.
Tucker, do you see the screen?
Oh my God. Evan Casey, man, there is no second best. Where is it?
God, Evan is something else, man. What a guy.
Evan's part of the team. He just doesn't realize it yet. That's what it is.
Evan's actually the founder of Because Bitcoin, man. He just doesn't remember.
He just doesn't remember.
He hired me a long time ago to be CEO. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, wait. So we were in a bear market technically from here to like what?
No, this is 2000. I said 70s. But
well,
yeah,
so
that's a good example too, though. 15.
That was like 15 years. Yeah. You could even say it was here 16 years.
Wow.
When did we get back above it?
That's criminal, man. That's absolutely criminal.
I mean, you could really say it was like 30 years almost.
Max, we discussed this nearly in Q1 of this year.
We
remember?
did, yeah. Yep.
And nobody wanted to entertain it. And now that we're getting closer and closer to all-time highs on SPY, you're going to see more and more LARPs come out. I hate using that word, but it's just the facts. You're going to see them come out and talk about how SPY is going to retest all-time high, even though they've never spoken about it prior.
This was a 25-year bear market.
Yeah.
SPX adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
Yes, that's adjusted
Yes.
for inflation, exactly.
And this was 16 years.
So in terms
But
of real purchasing power, if you bought, okay, go back to the 70s there, Tucker, that range. If you bought stocks in, what is that, December of 68,
yeah,
you effectively had less purchasing power all the way until January of 93.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
That's what
Dude,
people forget.
that's criminal, man. Criminal.
that's unbelievable.
that was, and here's the thing, that can occur again. It cannot occur again. Why can't it occur again? Because the government has figured out, hey, if we get into a recessionary period, we just print more money. We
What
put
year
ourselves out
was
of it.
You mean
what
it
year was
happened right anyway?
Wait, Will. They were printing lots of money during the 70s as well. That's the period of the real stagflation. And that's where the Keynesian economics failed, because they always thought that they can bring in, like the Keynesian economy is all about managing the rates and then printing money.
Mhm.
And they thought that they can balance these two. But the problem is that during the 70s, US had high inflation, high interest rates, but
Yep.
also high unemployment, right? So it was like combination of everything, and that's where Keynesian economy failed, and it took 26 years to settle
But
down.
but but here's the thing though, Jackus, and this is the point I want to point out for the audience, because this is where macro people are just getting it wrong. That is not the case right now. That is not the case. Inflation is actually low, right? It's to the lower ranges of where we were. And then we've got the jobs market, which is extremely low on the unemployment side. We got initial claims, which is low on the unemployment side. And then we've got basically high rates. So you only have one of those factors in the current market. And that's why like people have to understand, until those factors all play together, you're not going to get any systemic type of market. You're not going to get a systemic bear run. You're not going to get a systemic, really risk off type of market until those three cards come together.
Yes, but it's not like you don't want to wait for the peak, because the peak is usually the bottom of the market. It's like the period we are entering right now, and that's the period of the commodities, and that's the period of the stagflation that we are currently heading into. And we had a period of high interest rates and high inflation, right? And it comes
Mhm.
in waves. It comes in waves. It's not like it's like forever present. It comes in waves. And I do believe, and I said that many times, that I think we will be going into rate cuts, but then we will have further rate hikes that will be larger than the ones we currently have, in my opinion, and also
Yeah,
higher
Tucker,
inflation.
can you overlay gold at the bottom of the chart?
and that's actually what I wanted to get into. And if gold were to play here, what I would say, at least, Jackus, is if gold were to break out of this triple top high that it's created at this point, then at that point, I would say the scenario flips and now you're in the commodities market, right? You
Yeah.
just need to break this resistance up here. And once you break that resistance, now you've moved into the commodities market.
I mean, dog, look what happened to gold during that period of time. Actually, can we open
Yeah,
up a
you
new
gotta.
chart and adjust gold for USCPI just to
I was
be
gonna say, yeah, you gotta do the same thing.
yeah, we gotta be
What you essentially want to do is, once again, just play these decade long cycles, right? Where you just keep flipping between either
I mean, look at that,
commodities.
man. Look at that. It's incredible.
Yeah, they carve each other out essentially, right? One
Yeah.
one one takes over, the other one thrive, or the other one suffers. And then when one is thriving, the other one suffers,
Like, why would you
essentially.
even? I mean, I know right now we've talked about this, how equities can rally right after the Fed pause and actually perform well. But going into 2024, why would you buy anything other than commodities given this setup? Or why would you not be like very overweight commodities, specifically gold, Bitcoin, silver, maybe palladium, other precious metals? Why would you not be overweight metals or commodities?
Because
Knowing
because
that.
of
Because
because of
people don't see that.
condition. Yeah,
But
that's what I was
if
gonna
they
say.
follow Jackus on Twitter and they watch Market Check, then they do know it. So why would they not? I don't
It's
understand.
it's conditioning, Max. So like we've had a 10-year long span of conditioning that stocks are the only way to go, right? And that tech is the only way to go. And so all we're seeing is everybody talk about tech and AI and blah blah blah. And when in reality it's going to be the materials and everything that it takes to build these that will thrive. Because we have periods of what I would call stagflation in technology, and then we have periods of growth in technology. Your growth happens actually when price is not moving. Your stagflation happens actually when price is moving. And what I mean by that is like the evolution of tech actually evolves when you're not getting quality money, right? When you're not getting interest, because you have to build interest. What do you do to build interest? You make better quality items. You make better quality tech. You make better
Yeah,
quality software. When you have a lot of money, you're lazy. You're a lazy company. And that's what most of these companies have been thriving on for the past 10 years is just being lazy while money just flows in.
And
And now they're going to be forced into a position where they have to come in and they have to produce, and they have to produce in a way that is quality.
this is an interesting question for Jackus, kind of stemming off of like this quality discussion you brought up, Will. It's from Pepe Jr. Jackus, do you have any view on how AI might impact global economic output and whether that will change the cycle you have in mind in any way?
I think it will impact it, but I don't think it changes the cycle in a way. And I think it's gonna impact it way wait, what's the word? Like
Quality.
way longer in time. No, I want to talk about the time.
I'm just joking, guys.
Like it's not gonna be as soon as everyone expects with the AI. Just like after the .com bubble, you also had a crash, right, in Nasdaq, and then it took quite a bit of time to really for all these internet companies and tech stocks to really start booming. And I think that could be the same with AI. I think like we had the initial move, the initial big world adoption. It was one of the, I think it was probably the largest adoption of any tech in history of AI. And you simply won, that was the bubble, right? And now you're gonna get a cool down period. And I don't think that AI is gonna make any big moves in the very short term. I still think the world impact in the economy. I think the impact is gonna be really starting to be seen in like I don't know, like 6 years, 7, 10 years, something like that. That then we will really start to see the productivity grow once again. But it will not change the cycle that's coming in. Like there is a rule: always follow the price, guys. Always follow what the price is telling you. And there are no triple tops like that on gold, and especially when we have the market structure broken on the daily and weekly going into it as well. And when you have central bankers, the largest financial institutions in the world, accumulating gold in the largest way since the very 70s, right? Not even the 2000 to 2012, since the 70s. And I mean, these guys, central banks, they are not, buying to make some money over next year or something. They are not even thinking like 2 years ahead. They are thinking like for the next 10 years or so. So this is a big wave, and the problem is that most people are not able to think over a like most people think paycheck to paycheck, right? It's month to month. And most people have a hard time thinking over a year period. So that's the reason why most people do not see these decade-long cycles to play out, because it's just way beyond most people's ability to think, in my opinion. And also, oh shit, I forgot my thought there. But yeah, yeah, it
Real
doesn't.
quick, while you guys your thought, I just want to point out like the biggest boom, and you can go back and I had some data on it. I'll try and post it later. It's actually on the World Economic Forum too, by the way. The biggest boom of technology was between 2000 to 2010. Apple evolved immensely. They came up with actual new tech and not just new cameras on every single iPhone of the same generation over and over again. Um, they came out with new software. They came out with new hardware, and the overall economy was evolving heavily from 2000 to 2010. The economy actually went stagnant on tech and on evolution more towards the latter half of after 2010, after we came out of the crisis, when money flow was easier. Companies didn't have to innovate as much. And this is the point that I keep getting back to. And what did that do for companies? Well, it allowed overflow of cash flow to flow into those companies and create them and make them bigger and bigger, right? And conglomerates. And that cash flow eventually leaves and it goes out to, things like commodities and materials. Because why? Because materials are what allows evolution, right? Your commodities is what allows technology to evolve. So these rare metals and so on and so forth that are being mined out of these mines and so on and so forth for electric cars and everything else, those things are actually more valuable than the tech itself at the moment. And so I think that's what will lead a lot of the commodities market is the rare metals for EVs and so on and so forth. And Elon even he talked on this in 2021, and everybody faded it. And I can almost bet you that that will be your top commodity when
Will,
it
what do you
comes
think
to
about
this
lithium?
market. Yeah, well, I think lithium is definitely. I mean, any metal that's rare, I think, has value. Here's the thing too. Going into the U.S.'s basically, well, obviously Russia attacked Ukraine, but going into the U.S.'s attempt at sanctioning Russia. Russia already moved into
Yeah,
gold, right? They already moved into gold. China already moved into gold. All these countries have already positioned themselves for a commodities market while everybody else is chasing tech. So it's actually hilarious. You're watching countries move into commodities and position themselves for a commodities market because they know where the market is going. And all the retail is buying the bags of the people trying to get out of tech to get into commodities.
Yeah, I agree with you and Jackus, man. I think you guys make great points. And I want to just give a quick thank you to, forgive me if I say the name wrong. I know you've tipped us before as well. Mimir. Forgive me. I don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you so much for the tip. To all the Chads out there, thank you guys so much. I mean, guys, we made $107 today on this stream. I mean, that's fantastic.
That's a
well,
coffee for all of us.
I mean, yeah. In this inflated economy, man, we could all go to Starbucks and get, black coffee and egg sandwiches. Fantastic. But no, seriously, thank you guys for the support. It's really unbelievable, We started
speaking,
doing this little YouTube show, and now you're tipping us every day. We're actually making some money doing it. So thank you guys. I'm so thrilled that it's less about the money. I mean, it's certainly nice, but it's more that like it's a reflection of that we're actually making a difference, which is that's why we're here. That's why we've been here for over a year doing content, and it's just starting to pay a little bit, but it's so that we can help and teach and meet you guys. So thank you guys for the tips. Super generous. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, I'll go ahead.
well, first of all, Pepe Jr. He said, "So we buy the smallest cap precious rare metal, and that's my retirement." Well, as I keep on reminding, the lowest market cap commodity is still gold, still Bitcoin, right? People are yet to realize
That is true.
Do you
That is
think there's
true.
some people out there that are still debating whether Bitcoin is a commodity or not and just won't accept it until it's like mainstream narrative?
100%.
Basic,
I think
yeah,
most
most
people.
people, like the
Until
mainstream.
CNBC says, "Yep, Bitcoin's a digital commodity when it's at 200K," people
And
won't agree with it.
there is a saying, what's the difference between a sort of conspiracy theory and truth? Usually about a half a year or a year. That's the difference.
That's a
And
good point. Yeah.
most people, it's not with everyone, of course, but there are many, of course, that has been, especially like during the COVID era, lots of stuff that's been said has been considered a conspiracy theory, and then there are just these folks, and it's the mainstream, right? They simply won't believe any of it until they hear it in their local television. So And usually when you hear that in local television, obviously that's too late. That's why we are here telling you guys that BTC is the digital commodity. And you can do the research yourself. If you're going to use brain, you will realize yourself that it's pretty fucking obvious.
The SEC came out and said it's a digital
Yes,
commodity. Like
yes,
if you're not following the SEC and you're telling me that CNN gives you your news, I don't know what to tell you, right? Like
yeah.
the government is telling you it's a commodity.
Yeah, and it's literally will. And there are still even people within crypto. There are even Bitcoin maxis that will tell you no, it's money, or like yes, it's money. But what's the point of commodity? It's many things, right? It's money. It's fucking decentralized network that you can store messages on. You can store NFTs on it. You can use it as a store of value. It's really, there will be many other use cases for it that I have, that the market has not figured out yet. Maybe, like for example, who knew even like 1,000 years ago, or like maybe like even 200 years ago, who knew that, for example, silver is going to be used in computer components, right? Or like in electronic components, right? On an everyday basis. Who knew? Nobody. And then suddenly we have a new use case for it. So I let the market or the people in general to decide what Bitcoin is to them. For me, it's a commodity and can be all of those things. And
Well,
Sorry,
wanna
go
add to
ahead,
that.
Jackus. I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish up, Jackus.
no, go for it, man.
Okay, I didn't know if anybody touched this. First of all, I love watching Tucker just work away, man. Just in the background, just painting pictures.
Painting.
Did anyone touch on this? Because I have a thought on this from Saberstein, one of our Giga Chads. What about copper?
I have
Copper is more of an industrial metal, and I don't believe people view it as a store of value or an economic hedge against uncertainty. Because I mean, like I mentioned, copper's it's a widely used metal for construction and engineering, where gold and silver it's much less frequently used. So yeah, copper is going to be more of an indication or a barometer to gauge, economic activity and CPI and things like that. Copper often leads inflation. So if you see copper spiking, you'll see inflation rising soon after, because it is somewhat used as it's such a highly used and frequently used metal for construction and engineering.
That's what I wanted to point out too, Max. Not to cut you off or anything like that, but I think like a lot of people get confused because they don't understand some of these rare metals are actually used, and they're used more in economies that are booming and thriving, and they're used less in economies that are not necessarily booming and thriving. So that's why commodities are down typically in uptrends of tech, because tech's not typically innovating. It's just collecting money essentially for all the work it's done. And then when you get down ticks in tech, you're seeing tech start to have to innovate more. So they need more metals. They need a lot more materials to be able to create new technology. And essentially you'll see the big boom in commodities that will actually boom past the tech itself. And then they'll rebalance and it'll come back to the tech later on.
Yeah.
Oh man, what if we did this, man? Oh jeez.
I'm not selling, man.
I mean, it'd still be.
I will not get chopped up here, man. I will
you
not
are just
get
like the
up.
Wolf of Wall Street. I'm
You know
not
what?
selling.
Dude, I am. I've sat in ETH long enough, man. I will not sell.
I'm not leaving
2,500 because they're pissing me off, man. They're trying to take me out of my position, and I will not. I will happily sell them my position to 2,500, but they will not chop me up. I don't care.
Selling
They
higher,
can
not
try to
lower.
pretend and make sure that oh, no one will be positioned, and oh, the funding will chew into their P&Ls a little bit, and it's going to be volatile, and we're going to drop it every time we spike it, but we're still going to hold support. I'm not selling. You can buy my coins for me at 2,500. That's it. Final offer.
Will
you know
has a
what?
question
You know what?
with OI.
I'm not selling. I'm not selling.
I'm not
fucking selling.
I'm not selling.
Hey, Will has a question with OI for Tommy in the chat.
He wants some quant time.
Yeah, he needs his quant time.
All right, let me pull up Coinalyze real quick. Let's do it, bros. You know what this kind of reminds me of with the open interest? Not quite as like volatile, but the that period we had in April on Bitcoin where we had like we had the whipsaw candle, and then we ended up backfilling both wicks and chopping within that range. Kind of reminds me of that.
You want to pull your chart up?
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't have it like on the chart, but
no, I know what you're talking about though.
Tucker, you can't just draw lines and expect it to bounce. Did you consider the initial jobless claims print that came out again? I have to ask.
Trading view line make bounce, Max.
But the initial jobless claims, Tucker.
Yeah, that 1 month pickup, it decides everything.
But trading view line make bounce.
Thank you, Will. Look at that scoop. Scoop.
I'm a fan of these arcs now, man. I'm a big fan.
I just noticed that you use them a lot, man. And I was like, he has a new favorite tool, isn't he?
Man, they're nice.
Yeah, dude, I mean, that's way too long, Tucker. Don't do that.
I know.
Don't do that. That's not happening.
I mean, look at the arcs, man. Look at the arcs.
They're kind of clean.
They're kind of nice.
I like this one. I like this chart. And what is missing is just that vertical shoot upwards to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Can you massage something optimistic for us there, Tucker? Because we know I'll sell my coins at 2,500. You know, that's it. I will not take a lower offer than that.
Short term.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, you can't teach what Tucker just did, man.
You can't.
No, he's born with the ability to massage these fractals. You could watch him do it. You could never recreate what he just did, man. Ever. Nobody.
Maybe Tommy. Maybe Tommy can.
Tommy's pretty good. I will give him
Tucker,
that.
Tucker went to the masseuse school for propaganda.
Propaganda masseuse university.
We should make T-shirts. Propaganda masseuse university.
Tommy,
guys,
I can pull it
I
up.
remember.
Want to steal the screen?
Tommy, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tommy, you ready? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much to note. It's kind of going to be hindsight analysis this morning, but we can let it rip.
Let it rip, brother.
Let's let it rip, boys. All right, Bitcoin. I'll tell you what. The open interest on Bitcoin is pretty interesting to me because I tweeted about it last week. This spike was the first, and really more so this decline in open interest was really the first time that you saw signs of, the quote unquote cartel taking profit, because, we had this initial drop in open interest from the squeeze, but the ensuing candles were a result of longs closing. And as you can see on open interest, that level has been pretty much clearly defining price or capping prices. Or open interest. It's funny how open interest will sometimes trade a bit like one of your favorite coins, in the sense that you get the big nuke. Price cannot break market structure. It's somewhat important from a contextual standpoint. Yesterday was kind of weird though, because we had this just straight TWAP on open interest off the low, and I couldn't tell because it was accompanied with this spot bid right here, right? I mean, we were increasing on spot, got this big spike, and then the spot bid just kind of disappeared while open interest continued to climb. So that was a little bit suspicious. It almost looked to me like it could be insider front running. I mean, every big announcement over the last 3 or 4 weeks has been front run by insiders. This is the flow that you would have expected to see. And then spot just started selling off the top. So it was actually a really good trap, for longs. I mean, I really don't have too much in hindsight other than it was just kind of a move to target. I mean, I imagine that this open interest is probably going to get preyed on, where the majority of it entered, it's basically above, this level. So I would somewhat expect if we did trade down into here, you get a bounce from here, potentially for a rotation back up to the highs up here. But yeah, I mean this whole wick whipsaw while we had open interest just skyrocket reminds me a whole lot of, and we'll see if we can find it way back here, but it reminds me a whole lot of this. We just had like this gnarly climb on open interest that ended up getting fully wiped, but we couldn't really. It continued to cap open interest for the foreseeable future until eventually we just chopped down into support and ripped again, right? And I don't know, I don't know necessarily what's going to happen. We could just chop down into 32K, but this somewhat does seem similar to me in that sense. I don't know what to make of what happens to this open interest, in the sense that I'm not really looking to rush in and try to catch a knife on it, but I look at something like ETH. Let's see. Looking at ETH, this open interest really never closed. We talked about it. Like, these longs you want to see this level hold because it's buoying a lot of open interest. If this level were to puke, then I think you run these stops right here and trade to 1850. That's what I would think with ETH. So it's a big level for ETH to hold. And then we can look at SOL, and then I can finish up real quick. But one thing you'll often see with open interest is these gaps tend to fill for whatever reason. I'm sure there's a more well articulated reason behind that, but it's a lot like a CME gap, right? Gaps fill. So whereas the gap, could potentially trade back down to 56 before you see a bounce on SOL, but probably a good level to look for a reaction as well, given the open interest that's kind of transacted in this vicinity. But that's a little bit of a hindsight analysis for me. I wish I could forecast the future as to what I think is going to happen next, but you've had a lot of open interest come into the market over the last 24 to 48 hours, and a lot of it is still present and residual really from the last week and a half. So kind of TBD, I think, as far as deciphering directionality.
So you're saying we need more time?
Yes. Patience. Mm-hmm. Patience is a virtue, Will. Isn't that the saying?
It is crazy.
Oh,
man.
That's one of the biggest virtues, especially in a world of instant gratification, man.
And I already see everybody on my feed trying to catch a knife. This could very easily just continue to maybe not all the way to yesterday's low, but it could easily drop another 1,000 points, and I wouldn't even be surprised before it bounced, just given where open interest, really started opening, that 35.5 region, 35.3. I would definitely expect some sort of reaction from it if we got down there.
Trading view line make bounce, Tommy. Confluence. Your order flow derivatives data plus my parallel channel.
I kind of think chop. on Bitcoin, which will be good for ETH, which should be good for ETH. You would think. Like if we do something like trade down to yesterday's low, maybe not quite break it, right? I mean, you don't want to break it from a market structure standpoint, but if you trade down near yesterday's low and then just slow grind up for a week back to range highs, I would imagine that'd be a very favorable scenario for Ethereum.
That might be what it needs to finally move.
It looks like we're gonna get an inside candle on the weekly on Ethereum and then rape it next week. Get it.
You think next week, Jackus?
Yes, I think next week.
You think it's time? All right.
You have any more to add to me? I didn't want to cut you off. Sorry.
No, I mean that was all I have from a derivative standpoint. Like I said, most of it is kind of in hindsight. But I was texting Max and Tucker last night. I was like, this flow is kind of weird. I'm de-risking a little bit. I really don't like what I'm seeing, and I guess that was good. But I will admit I'm a little surprised by the ferocity of the sell that we've had this morning. Even though it's really not. When you zoom out, it's really not that big. Really more on all.
What I'm really surprised about is that we have 65 people watching the stream and that we have 62 likes. We should have more likes than we have people watching. That's how this works. People come in, they leave. Guys, if you have not liked the video yet, please consider taking one quick moment and hitting that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for our growth. The reason we're able to grow so quickly is because of your guys' continued support and your diligence when it comes to hitting that like button. So if you guys are enjoying the content, please take one quick moment and just hit that thumbs up button for us. Furthermore, if you are new here, this is Because Bitcoin. This is actually Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. It's our daily live show. We are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time with this cast that you were looking at right here. Tucker, Snorlax, me, Will, and Jackus. It's basically an hour and a half to hour and 45-minute long alpha dump, 5 days per week. So if you guys are new here, maybe you found us through Twitter. Maybe you found us because YouTube's pushing the stream now, which is great. And you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel so you are made aware of whenever we go live. I mean, again, you know when we go live. I just told you it's Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. But it's easy, right? You just hit subscribe, and then it pings your phone when we go live, and then you can come hang out with us. It'd be fantastic. So please like the stream, and also please subscribe to the channel, and I will not badger you about the Discord until the very end, as promised.
We got somebody asking about Litecoin, guys. Did you see that in the correlation?
Oh, he said Litecoin silver.
The Litecoin bleed against Bitcoin, man. I can't hold it.
Do you know what I like to call that? I like to call that the manipulation before the bull run, so that way you don't get good entries.
Litecoin over silver, guys.
That makes no sense.
Silver have a correlation.
You trick people into thinking there's value in Litecoin.
I've heard that before.
Nothing happens.
I've heard that before, that Litecoin is correlated to silver.
No.
Not that I've into it.
I got it, guys. I got
Bitcoin is correlated to silver, and then Litecoin is correlated to Bitcoin somehow. But like,
Litecoin is correlated to bag holders.
No,
yeah.
That's what it's correlated to.
Will chose violence today.
I don't think I've ever made money trading Litecoin, man.
Exactly.
That's coins that I just should not. It's like I like to joke about this on stream. There's always like a handful of hold on, I gotta share this comment. It's pretty funny. There's always a handful of where you trade them at extremities, and you're like, in hindsight, okay, that was I probably should have known that it was an extremity if I'm trading this. Litecoin is another one of those. Don Alt does a fantastic job of trading Litecoin now.
Guys, this is the correlation coefficient of silver to Litecoin at the bottom here. It's pretty high.
You want me to give you some real correlation?
No.
All right.
Here it comes.
Dash coin has more value than Litecoin.
What?
And who discusses Dash?
Dash?
No.
DASH.
No.
Do you guys know Dash? Do you know Dash?
Dash was like one of the very first altcoins I bought when I first opened.
Tommy knows.
I held it for all of like a day, and then I rotated it into something with real value.
Tommy does know, Will.
Look, I didn't say Dash has value. I said it has more value than Litecoin.
Yeah, but this is about the Litecoin silver correlation coefficient, Will.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
I'm looking at it
no such
right
thing.
now.
There's zero.
As I said, there is correlation between silver and Bitcoin, and then there is sort of correlation between Litecoin to Bitcoin. But the correlation is not between Litecoin and Bitcoin. Litecoin is just a, verse proof of work coin than BTC. So it makes sense that Litecoin and Bitcoin have correlated moves.
No,
and
check
then it
out.
makes sense that in some way it can have correlation to silver, but the main correlation is between Bitcoin and silver,
Yeah, there are people that actually believe that Litecoin can outpace Bitcoin.
No, this is about the silver Litecoin correlation, brother. Look,
why does it matter if it can't outpace Bitcoin?
It's not about outpacing. Look, okay, so at times when the correlation coefficient is near 1, it seems to be post pump. Yeah.
Are we looking for a trade, or are we looking for an investment going to the next bull run?
Oh no. This is just random academic purposes only.
I guess the reason I asked that is because I'm just trying to understand the purpose of even bringing up Litecoin.
Oh, we just had somebody ask about it.
We had somebody ask about it. This.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that to that person. Like I'm trying to get their context of what they're trying to do with Litecoin.
They might be trading Litecoin.
If they're trying to trade Litecoin, anything's tradable. I won't argue that. But if you're trying to say that Litecoin will do well in the next bull run, I could buy vaporware and I think it will outperform.
Litecoin always has its moment, man. It always has its moment. I remember Trader Main loved trading Litecoin back in the last bull run.
I loved it. I loved it too. And it had a great run prior to the halving in 2019. It outperformed BTC very well, but this cycle it did zero. It did nothing.
It did nothing.
When
literally
it had
nothing.
Halving, nothing. It's
maybe I have a theory that the Dino coins from 2017 make a comeback at some point in the future, and that they need like an 8-year basing out cycle for a real pump like XRP Litecoin. I don't know if it's actually going to play out, but I look at the XRP chart. I know somebody pointed it out yesterday. Like, the higher time frame is consistently constructive market structure. It will probably pull back at some point, but I don't know. I have this, like, not that I would put my money behind it, right? Which is, doesn't mean anything in this industry, but I kind of have a theory that Dino coins might have like a huge resurgence, completing an 8-year basing out cycle. And maybe
I agree on XRP because first they probably win the case with SEC, and it's used to pump the price. It has a good market structure, and they actually have like some working product in a way. But like with coins like EOS, Litecoin, or Dash, those are just dead coins, really.
That's what I was getting to with Dash. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like Litecoin. The problem is that it's better. It's better coin, and it's actually coin than any other of the stuff. The problem is that there is BTC, right? That was first, and it's basically a clone in a way. I mean, there are few differences, of course, but the differences are so minor that it doesn't matter that much.
Well, there's that, Jackus, but there's also the fact that I feel like Litecoin, Dash, all these coins, they try to solve a solution that's already solved, right? They're trying to be something, but they don't know what they want to be. It's almost like they're confused.
That's Ethereum.
Yeah, Ethereum keeps hard forking, man. They don't know what they are.
The hard forking, that's a problem of its own, but we don't have to discuss that.
They went from,
but we don't talk about that.
They went from Ethereum Classic to Ethereum to proof of stake Ethereum, and now they are trying to be ultra sound money.
Well, I mean, in terms of payments, Litecoin is like, if I was going to pay you, I wouldn't pay you in Bitcoin or ETH. I'd pay you in Litecoin for sure.
Yeah.
How much Litecoin do you own?
None.
Okay. There you go.
But I would buy.
How much Litecoin do I own? None.
I mean, but then you would probably pay in something even more efficient than Litecoin, right? And that's the problem.
I'm paying USDT on Tron.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what I pay people in when I need to move money fast and for cheap? I literally will just go scoop up some XRP at any price, or
I knew that you were gonna say
XLM, and I will send it to them, and I'm done. Like I don't hold the XRP. I just send it.
By the way, guys, moving the discussion slightly, I wanted to discuss earlier about the possible Bretton Woods 3 era that we are heading into when we talked about the commodity cycle. And for those that are not familiar what Bretton Woods is, it was basically after a Second World War II, well, like after the World War II, right? Because there's only one. There was a meeting and the discussion how the world is gonna look like after it, and they met up in Bretton Woods and made a global system where BTC, sorry, sorry, where gold is gonna be backed by
So they were gonna talk. They were gonna talk. They talked about Bitcoin, after World War II. Yeah,
yeah, basically, it was a long-term plan, man.
yeah.
Long-term implementation, and it worked, right? No, so they backed the dollar by gold, and then they backed all the other fiat currencies in the world to dollar. So it was a like really weird pack, but it worked until obviously US started to print so much money to fund the Vietnam War and France, legit the French president started to withdraw all the gold from US, and all the other nations started to follow. So they had to cancel the backing of gold to dollar because because it was a giant scam, of course. But basically, it was a era from 1945 to 1971. That was the Bretton Woods one. Then we had the Bretton Woods 2 since since then up until the day when US basically seized the dollars from Russia, right? And I believe since then we are sort of transitioning into this Bretton Woods 3. And I've also had a post that I made from one of the guys that actually worked for Federal Reserve and the US Treasury Department. And I made this post in April 7th, 2022. So I'm going to read a bit of it. So he's saying, we are witnessing the birth of Bretton Woods 3, right? A new world monetary order centered around commodity-based currencies in the East that will likely weaken the euro-dollar system and also contribute to inflationary forces in the West. He's also saying that Nixon took us off the gold in 71, the end of an era of commodity-based money. When this crisis is over, the crisis we are currently going through, the US dollar should be much weaker, okay? From the Bretton Woods era backed by gold bullion to Bretton Woods II backed by inside money, treasuries with unhedgeable confiscation risks, to Bretton Woods III backed by outside money, gold bullion, and other commodities. The global monetary system will never be the same post this crisis. And I find that actually to be very logical, the logical way, because if we look at the world around, we are basically in a sort of a, World War III. Everything is like we have few wars. Luckily, we don't have like war as in during World War II, but all these so like we have the war between Russia and Ukraine. We now have the Israel-Palestine war and few others. But like we also have all this tension between Saudis and Russia, China, Taiwan, and everywhere in the world, right? India is now coming up. So what's basically happening is like the whole supply the supply areas are changing, right? All the forces, all the partners are changing in this world, and we will probably have a sort of new monetary something out of this when this is finished. And the Russia war, as crazy as it sounds, started in 2021, right? So it's been 2 years now. Do I say it right? They started in 2021, right? Or 2022? Maybe 22, right? I'm not actually sure right now. I think it was February. Oh, it definitely had to be February 2022. Sorry. So, but yeah, in February, that's going to be 2 years, right? And I mean, these periods usually lasts like 5-10 years or something to change. So yeah, I mean, this all makes sense, you know. It all makes sense coming together that the commodities are looking as good as they are. And I know that Tucker actually has silver chart on, you know,
Well,
and that chart.
before we move off the subject of sound money, when we're talking about ultrasound money, are we talking about hard forked Ethereum that can change their data anytime they want to, or change their contract anytime they want
Yep.
to anything they
Yep.
want to?
We are.
And
We
that
are.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yep. That's
Yeah.
the one.
and that
That's the one.
if Buterin passed away, how would they actually move forward? That sounds pretty sound to me.
I would vote on the protocol, Will, and I would decide. So would
Oh,
you.
okay. So we would vote if Vitalik was gone on who the new coder would be and if their vision would even be close to
Will
the
is
same as his.
advocating for a dictatorship over a democracy. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Look,
wants
I'm
a
just, I'm just,
dictator Vitalik Buterin rather than a.
Are you not a DAO enjoyer, Will?
I'm just letting people know, if Vitalik, accidentally gets drunk one night and drowns in his pool, who's going to carry the torch for
Does that
Ethereum?
seem likely? Will, what would happen to Tesla if Elon got drunk and drowned in his
Well,
pool?
we already know what would happen to Tesla.
My
I don't
my
even have to
Q1
discuss
my
it.
Q1 calls would go to zero. Is what would
Dan
happen.
Pena screams in your ear.
Dude, literally. Literally. That's the issue with investing in something like a Tesla or an ETH. But as long as it works and they stay alive, then it continues. They will
But
both
but
pump
that's
to the
that's
moon.
that, that's the point I want to get to, Max. These companies or these techs, you are investing in individuals, right? When you look at Google, you don't care. The CEO could die tomorrow. Google's still going to move forward, right? Disney,
Man,
well,
I,
maybe not
I
Disney. We'll
I
see. But
agree that's the
certain
case
Maybe
companies.
with
that's
I agree that's the case with Elon, right? With Elon, that's definitely the case. But as far as for Ether, I think it would do actually better if Vitalik wasn't out there.
Yeah.
And like we've seen that with Solana, by the way, when
Yep.
Sam was imprisoned, right? Look what is happening to Solana. I mean, it's always better when these protocols, as as for these tokens, when they become more decentralized and don't really have a single point of failure, if we can call it that way. In my opinion, that's the better case.
I totally agree.
No, no,
Jackus, I have a question for
I
you
don't.
about what you were mentioning before we started talking about ETH and Vitalik. You said that you think that coming out of all of these wars that we're seeing right now, there's going to be some sort of new monetary revolution. Do you think it's more likely that it's more of like a social experiment with a CBDC, or do you think that it moves back to a
That's a good
commodity-based and
point.
commodity collateralized currency?
I mean, I mean, I don't know, man. The CBDCs are definitely good ones, and I mean good ones. I mean they are horrible ones,
Yeah.
right? But like, it's a good take that that's definitely what the West is trying to push right now. Europe has already announced that it will have CBDCs, and it's getting launched. I think Fed is gonna be the next, right? I mean, by the way, this went completely unnoticed, but do you know that Fed actually sued Bitcoin Magazine?
Who did?
Federal Reserve is suing Bitcoin Magazine
For what?
for using a they were selling a merch with Fed Now, right? And they had a Fed Now written on it, and then instead of the O, they had like an I that's watching everything, right? It was like a meme.
Oh, it was a troll. Yeah. Okay.
It was a
That,
troll, but
yeah.
man, the Federal Reserve took it like personally, and they started to sue Bitcoin Magazine. And what Bitcoin Magazine wrote, I believe we should read it here because that's amazing. Like their reply, they didn't say like, "Oh, we are sorry, we are pulling the merge." They legit trolled Federal Reserve, and I have not seen this kind of trolling yet. man. We have to write
Where
it.
can we find that? I haven't seen that. I'm surprised I haven't seen. Did they tweet it?
Most likely. It was an open letter back to them.
Bitcoin.
Try like Bitcoin Magazine open letter to Fed.
When did this happen?
It happened like I think like 3 weeks ago or something. Like I was like, there are so many of these news that somehow go completely unnoticed, right? And then there are some completely retarded news that it just goes everywhere. I didn't know why is that.
Bitcoin Magazine. Okay, wait, here we go.
So just before you find it, Max, I do not know what the outcome is going to be. It can also be that, like, for example, the world divides sort of in a BRICS area, and then the euro dollar area, and maybe one portion is CBDCs, the other is sort of commodity backed money. I have no idea. They are trying to figure it out. They are trying to create a unified BRICS currency backed by commodities. And yeah, that's the T-shirt that they were basically
Yeah, they're watching
them
you. Yeah,
but you need to find the letter, right?
I found the letter.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I found the letter. Yeah,
Okay,
it's right here.
Let's read it out because that's amazing, especially the last part.
Is this it? Their reply? Is this it? The letter?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. I serve as counsel for Bitcoin Magazine. I write to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated October 27th, 2023, blah, 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 blah. Because Bitcoin Magazine created the Fed Now line of merchandise for the purpose of parody and political criticism directed at the Federal Reserve, including in connection with the launch of the Fed Now platform. The design in question bearing the Fed Now name with a surveillance eye in the O, and the tagline, the digital, what the hell is that word? Panopticon is here. I don't even know what that means. Is undeniably parodic in nature. This is an exercise of transformative use, a concept well established within U.S. trademark law and not an infringement. Okay. Given Bitcoin Magazine's longstanding mission to advocate for financial freedom and privacy, it is hardly surprising that Bitcoin Magazine would critique a system like FedNow, which embodies the antithesis of these values by potentially enabling 24/7 digital surveillance of transactions. Moreover, Bitcoin Magazine's consistent and vocal critique of centralized financial entities, including the Federal Reserve, makes any claim of consumer confusion concerning an endorsement or affiliation between its merchandise and the Federal Reserve rather far-fetched. We also note that employing such legal arguments, however questionable, to attempt to silence political critique of the Federal Reserve raises concerns about the foundational principle of free speech protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. In conclusion, we firmly stand by our right to engage in parodic critique and contribute to the broader discourse on financial systems and privacy. Should you wish to further discuss the principles of parity, transformative use, and the broader implications for free speech, we remain open to a constructive dialogue. Sincerely, their lawyer. Wow.
I actually wrote the one I just sent you. That's more funny. I actually sent that one in the private chat. If you can open that up, it's from Zero Hedge. So
okay,
I'm not actually sure which one of those is.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, not trying to railroad the conversation. I got to run here in a minute, but I did want to discuss the reason why Microsoft is making the moves it's moving against the market. You guys can continue, but I got to run here in a few.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that quick, Will? And we can come back to this.
Yeah, so a lot of people probably don't know why Microsoft is moving the way it's moving and why it's breaking out the way it's breaking out. So essentially, we all know about the AI narrative that everybody thinks is dead. Actually,
Tucker, could you pull up real quick Microsoft? We'll take a look at it.
Microsoft just came out with a revolutionary new tech that is going to actually probably exceed Nvidia's AI narrative when it comes to chips. And I think Microsoft will be leading the market on chips. And so when you look at it from that perspective, and this is why I said people need to not chase Nvidia, Nvidia could lose market share to Microsoft due to that. They are definitely competing for that front line as far as chips go for AI. And you could probably pull up any article on it. Just look up chips, AI, Microsoft, yada yada, and you'll see that a lot of people are speculating that their chips will be better than what Nvidia is providing currently, which is actually insane.
They've got earnings on Tuesday coming up, so
this should eat into Nvidia shares, which means I think Nvidia could be top tier and could just kind of trade sideways. And Microsoft may chat against Nvidia. So
is
if you were to like,
Microsoft the Nvidia killer, Will?
I don't think I don't think it's a killer. I don't think there's ever a killer, right? I just think it's a share taker or a market share taker.
Will is saying to go short Nvidia, guys.
No, I'm saying it'll chop here, which means you'll get ate up if you try and short or long. But
I prefer to just sit on the sidelines with Nvidia. I don't really want anything to do with it. It's just like the move up is basically the best days are behind it, but I also feel like they won't let it fall too much. So
the point that I wanted to get to is the move that we made from Nvidia from the lows. I would probably realistically almost take the breakout of the high of the year and take that whole move up and put that over top of Microsoft, and that's what I think Microsoft's probably looking at for upside. So that's why I wanted to bring it up specifically. I think Microsoft still got a ways to go to the upside, man. Like and I've looked at their tech. It is legit. It's sound. It's very sound. So this is going to be an interesting market, I think, between when it comes to chip manufacturing, and and I think chips are the place to look. They are the place to look because the AI is going to drive out the hardware. It really is.
Yeah, I also think like the biggest advancements of AI will happen probably in this decade, but I think that the market will only start pricing that in, and the real adoption will happen in like the next decade, in my
For
opinion.
sure, yeah. Definitely. I think once Microsoft makes a similar move to Nvidia, it'll probably stay stagnant. I think a lot
Yeah,
of stocks are going to go stagnant for a while, and then we're going to see real production, real evolution of tech, while commodities take over because they need those materials to create that tech.
indeed.
Gap to 460 imminent, Will.
Wait, there's an actual gap
I'm
in
just
the
saying, man.
fractal.
Yeah, look at the
That's cool,
Nvidia
man.
never filled it either. It never filled it.
look
It's a
at that.
massive gap.
It gapped from 315 to 370. Unreal.
That gap is probably that gap can probably be seen from the universe, man.
Yeah.
I
remember
think
when
that gap
happened.
does.
pancake Tucker.
Pancake, yes. Yes. How do I?
There it is.
The black holes and then the Nvidia gap.
Dude, that gap I think will eventually get filled just because it's so high up. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough move to catch. I'd rather just buy the dip on it if it looks good
I mean,
at that
it's
time.
probably gonna like be support.
How many
For
people
sure.
are
And
waiting for
it's
the gap?
previous all-time high too. Look at the previous all-time high right in the middle of that gap.
How many
Yeah.
people do you guys think are shorting the Nvidia stock just because they think the gap is gonna get filled?
Probably a lot. Yeah, probably a lot. I mean, I was looking at it. I never took one, but I was looking at it for sure. It's tempting. Like it looks like a good short, but if you've watched Nvidia trade all year,
There's just
you
other
understand
things you could be shorting than Nvidia. Like why? I hate shorting strong coins, man. It's like one of my only rules about shorting. You don't ever want to overcomplicate a directional thesis with variance of an asset. And Nvidia has had variance literally all year.
Yeah. Nvidia is it was BNB before all the FUD really ramped up. I mean, it's BNB and now it's the juggernaut, you know. You don't short BNB.
I mean, it literally hit a 5x this year. Like
Todd Todd is asking, is Link a commodity? Well, proof of
Yes,
stake
Todd.
coins are not a commodity.
No,
Link
Todd, you're
is-
absolutely right. You're
Link is its own
absolutely right.
asset class, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Hang on,
Yeah,
I have a
Matt,
real question. I have a
let me
real question. I have a real question. Why do they
Yeah, go
need a
ahead.
token? Why does Link? Why do they need a token to do what they do?
They don't.
I mean, they have
Oh,
staking
they don't.
governance. Like, there's
They don't
No.
need a
there's-
token.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys
Wait,
just seem pretty excited
isn't
about
Gary
it.
Gensler in the chat?
He was, yeah.
He has entered the chat, but he hasn't written anything yet.
Yeah, look at he's right here, man. Gary asked me Gary asked me to feed you guys that question. Why does Link need a token? Somebody in the comments can answer it too. I actually don't know. I'm honestly asking, why does Link need a token?
I mean,
Oracle.
It doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't. But
Okay.
people like to
But
buy it, so
we need to pump the
I mean,
price.
why
Yeah.
why is the sky blue?
Like,
man?
no, we completely agree with you. It's worthless vaporware, but we need to pump the price.
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm fine with that. It's just, let's be real about it. We're talking about whether it's a commodity or not. Absolutely not. It doesn't even need to exist.
So it says that the Link token is used to pay validators. So if you only have outflow of liquidity, how is it moving up?
The Link
More
token
buyers
is
than
used to
sellers.
Perps are a
regulate.
powerful thing, Will. Perps are a powerful thing.
They are. Yeah. The
You get where I'm
derivatives
going with the
market for Link,
conversation.
the derivatives market for Link is probably 10 times the size, if not more, of the spot market. Okay, so
Yep.
the Link token is used to regulate Chainlink's Oracle services by serving as collateral. Oh, well, what would we ever do if we didn't have our own made-up token as collateral? How could we ever figure out how to compensate people?
Talk
When
about
when
ultra
BB
send
token?
money.
When BB token?
Never, because we're not a bunch of freaks, man. We can't.
It's a meme token. It's a meme token.
The BB token
We
will
could
be
make a
used
meme
as
one, I guess.
collateral to connect the markets of charts, and it'll allow you entry to watch the charts.
I'll
I mean,
only do
I
it
was
if
making
Tommy
fun.
market makes for the BB token, man. If Tommy's the market
That
maker,
would be so fun, man. I'd be such an ass.
Tommy
You
would
guys would
destroy
never want to
everybody.
trade
If you think you're shorting the meme token, man, Tommy is coming for your neck, man.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Chainlink open interest. It looks kind of terrible, but better
Why?
than other tokens. So
Why does
take
it look terrible?
it looks because I want to say it looks like longs have been DCAing into the trend and now they're about to be underwater.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
What does Link ETH look like, guys? That's the DeFi index or the DeFi precursor.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
true.
get on board with that, but Tommy, man, that floor, like even no use case, garbage, whatever, vaporware, whatever we're gonna call it, that floor was pretty solid on me. Just saying.
I'm not saying it's going to new lows. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm
I
just
pray
stating
for
like the bounce
our
made
Link
sense.
Marine Tucker that they do not.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm saying like an imminent breakout, Tommy. When you catch a low like that for like 12 months straight, you're gonna break out at some point. You're gonna cause some kind of FOMO event that's gonna push prices well above the resistance.
Oh, we got the breakout, Tucker. If you go on the 4-hour
Oh
on
yeah, I
Link
know.
USD, you can see a bit of a. And I know you'll be able to see it if you can go on the 4-hour
What?
on Link.
What am I looking for?
What do you
What did
see,
you say?
Tuck? What do you see on that uptrend?
I see it, Tommy. I see it.
Hey, drop
I see it.
that RSI on there. Drop that RSI on there.
Market maker sell model.
Here it
Oh
comes,
no,
boys.
man.
Market maker sell model.
Yes.
Buy
Yeah.
it back on a retest of the
MMSM.
You're talking about the dirty spike down versus the round out.
I have a
No.
question for you, Tucker. It's unrelated to Link.
Oh, I don't want to hear it then. I'm kidding. What?
We are only talking about Link. Did the Binance listing of Caspa perps mark the top of this rally?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
Because it kind of looks like it might have, man.
Wait, did they list it? I thought it was tomorrow or something.
I did see that. They might put the mega pump on it first, but
I know they
Binance listing
announced.
typically marks the top, man. Remember what they did with Pepe? I know it's a meme
Yes.
coin versus something like Caspa, but bro, whenever shit that pumps gets listed on Binance, it's usually exit liquidity.
Man, I
Well,
remember how like listing on Binance was super bullish, right? And now it's the top.
Yeah,
Look,
now
look,
it's
look
now
at
it's
those.
bearish.
Look at those wicks too at the highs, man. Those wicks are nasty on Caspa.
Max, you remember when we bought spot in here? And then
Yeah, dude, we were buying in there. But here's what I did though. Here's what I did. I took my money in Caspa. I bought some right in that little wedge that Tucker had drawn at sub 5 cents.
Yeah, right.
And then I just degened on perps and I made like 4x that amount. So I like 4x my perps account just aping. And now Caspa's up from that point like 2.5, almost 3x from where I bought. So I have technically outperformed Caspa, which is pretty wild. But I mean, whatever. I probably could have just bought more Caspa and made it easier on myself for sure. But I was just playing with my Caspa money and did outperform it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, if it just keeps going up, then, bad call. I am definitely interested in buying Caspa though. Like I mentioned this to Sisu in our Discord this morning. If you look at Caspa ETH, actually, let me see if I can share now. Hang on.
I mean, you
You
might
can,
be
you
like
can just put
here, man.
Caspa USDT versus ETH USDT, like manually write it.
This is what I was CAS USDT divided by ETH USDT. So I said to Sisu this morning, I want to see a Caspa ETH reaccumulation phase just like these.
Why is it marked versus ETH and not BTC though?
Just because I'm holding more ETH, so just for my personal portfolio.
I see.
Yeah. No, it should be marked against Bitcoin. Here, I'll CAS USDT.
Because them being both proof of work makes me more logical sense.
Way more sense. It's just that I'm making a big bet on ETH right here. So I was like, when I personally will rotate in. But it looks similar to Bitcoin too. Like this. God, I gotta turn that magnet off. I hate when I don't want the magnet on. It's super annoying.
You can I'm gonna give you a tip. If you're gonna press Control, then the magnet is on. So you can delete the magnet, and then just if you wanna use it, you press Control.
Oh, let me see. Oh, it totally works. Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow, Jackus. Oh wow. Sneaky.
I had to repay that favor with you.
Because I gave you the folder tip, so now you give me a tip.
Gave me folder.
Call it even. Okay, all right.
And we gave Tommy the tip with the shift, right, for the horizontals.
Yeah. Tommy got the shift tip. Yep.
Tommy, you owe us a tip.
Oh, the shift tip. Yeah, that's right. That's for the. Oh yeah. That's right.
See, look at this. What is it? Line down. Oh, how do I draw a straight line? Ready? Shift.
No.
Yeah.
That's TikTok material, right?
I always wondered that.
Shift. Perfectly straight lines, Tucker.
Are you kidding me?
Shift.
This is like discovering Christmas.
Hold it down. Hold down shift.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tucker's
Bro,
life
it's
changed
shift on
forever,
every
man.
software across the board.
Yeah.
It's
And
literally shift on everything.
And if you're gonna use Control, then it uses a magnet. So shift is for horizontals and Control is for horizontals too, but to magnet. Right.
Oh, I got mine. Hang on. Oh.
See?
Wow.
Those secret magic.
Oh,
That's
this
crazy. Do you guys see this though? Look at this. Look at this. Link and total 3.
Dude, just put that next to ETH. Don't even worry about total 3.
Oh, ETH, yeah, that's real.
Draw that same volume profile.
Yeah, that's just like basically this. Yeah,
but shrink her down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to happen. They're going to try to shake you out.
Let's do.
And let me just put this up in the upper corner for everybody. I'm not selling. There's Jordan Belfort. I'm not selling.
3,600, Jackus. There you go. Wow.
I told you. It makes logical sense.
Chop at 2,500. Bull chop though. Rip. Whatever Link's about to do. Market maker sell.
So now we're going to get the rotation out of all these shit coins into ETH. All that liquidity is going to get sucked right into ETH to pump it up to 3,000.
So Link is leading by like a month.
But Max,
the money's
somehow
going to
all these
shitcoins.
people shitting on ETH will somehow find a way to come back and act like they told you so.
Oh, they're hedgers, Jackus. They're hedgers. What they like to do, man, they post bearish, they post how, you know, things are overheated and how Link is dying, and then, oh, I caught the long, look. You know, so they throw like a $1 size on MEXC on 200x leverage, and then they just post the P&L about how great they are.
For the
Man.
dollar, bro.
Yeah.
They do that, man. They literally do that. The P&L boys, like, they literally just have like 50 different trades open so that no matter what happens, they were like the top or bottom of a move. They're not real traders, man. They're not.
And they open multiple times after getting liquidated multiple times on that dollar.
It's so obvious, man, who's doing that bullshit and who's not. Like, it's so obvious.
By the way, can you finish off that letter, that second letter, Max, I sent you in the private? So they made actually 2 letters. That's the one you wrote is the legal one, right? And then they made an open letter to Mr. Murphy, and that one is awesome. That's the one I meant.
It's this one right here, right?
No. It's the one I sent you out from the Zero Hedge.
This is what you sent me. This is from Zero Hedge.
No.
Look, Zero Hedge.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, the screen's gone.
Oh, it's not showing. Hang on. Hang on. Everybody just keep hanging.
Hanging by
now we see it. Do we see it now?
Yeah. Now we see it. Oh, by the way, you need to start
I've never been
using
on Zero Hedge's website.
Hyperspectral imaging.
You need to start using Brave, man. You need to start using Brave.
Hey, don't forget too, if you guys are worried about markets.
No. Go back, Max. Okay, go back one more. Scroll up and read this one right above, right? That dear tedious Murphy below.
Oh.
Okay. This one.
On behalf of the entire team at Bitcoin Magazine, I wanted to take the time to thank you for your thoughtful inquiry after having browsed our online store. Doing your Christmas shopping early, you love to see it. Let us know if we can send a box of merchandise to any of the 12 Federal Reserve banks. You might enjoy our content from the latest print, Bitcoin Magazine, which discusses the damages your policies have done to our economy and our country. Please don't hesitate to reach out with a list of coveted items, and we'll be sure to send them. We want to do our part to stimulate the economy. On to business. We would like to inform you that while we received your cease and desist request, we refuse to comply. We will not be intimidated by your efforts to silence criticism. As you may know, our publication and our readership are deeply troubled by the new FedNow interbanking communication system. We believe not only that it is possibly unconstitutional, but that it threatens the very freedoms that all liberty-loving American citizens should hold dear. With that in mind, we believe it is well within our First Amendment rights to exercise speech on the issue. And to that end, we will be defending our right to sell merchandise that makes buyers aware through fair use imagery, our position that this system is a threat to civil liberties. I would like to make a few direct comments on quotes present in your letter in order to best articulate what I am sure is to be considered a disappointing response. In quotes, the Federal Reserve has extensively used and promoted the FedNow mark and has built up substantial goodwill in this invaluable asset. Financial institutions and consumers associate the FedNow mark with the Federal Reserve and its services. An interesting point. For starters, what goodwill has the Federal Reserve built up? Have you seen the state of the working class today? Perhaps you have already forgotten how Fed policy directly led to mismanaged bond portfolios in regional banks across the country, such as Silicon Valley Bank, Signature, Silvergate, or First Republic. Perhaps you have already forgotten about the historic inflation rates seen throughout the U.S. since government-imposed lockdowns all but forced the Treasury's hand to stimulate the economy to the tune of trillions of dollars. There is no goodwill, Mr. Murphy, and certainly not substantial goodwill either. The Federal Reserve recently learned that Bitcoin Magazine is selling, this is in quotes, learned that Bitcoin Magazine is selling t-shirts, hats, and other wearable bearings. The FedNow name, as shown in the screenshot below, Bitcoin Magazine's use of the FedNow mark in this manner is likely to cause confusion, mistakes, or deception. Consumers are likely to believe that the gear is associated with, affiliated with, or endorsed by the Federal Reserve when no such association or relationship exists, end quote. This is false. Bitcoin Magazine is exercising its First Amendment rights to social commentary and parody. I'm sure you'll notice the all-seeing eye that symbolizes the state of total financial surveillance that your agency is seeking to impose on the American financial system. We do not believe that anyone that is familiar with our editorial guidelines and general stance on the world would ever associate Bitcoin Magazine with the Federal Reserve. We agree with your assertion that no such association or relationship exists. We have no interest in causing confusion, mistakes, or deception. That sounds more like a job for those responsible for telling the market they wouldn't raise interest rates after a massive monetary expansion and then went on to raise them faster than at any time in U.S. financial history. We look forward to defending our First Amendment rights and the opportunity to make clear to all Americans the difference between open, free, and decentralized financial system that is Bitcoin and the centralized FedNow system that threatens our nation's founding values. Best, Mark Goodwin, Editor-in-Chief. He toasted him, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's bold, man, and I love it.
Dude, that is really bold, man. Really bold. Wow. I mean, good for them, man. I like them. Good for them.
Soul dominance. That's a good point. We were looking at that a couple weeks ago, Pepe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like Jackass's commentary that Sol is probably going to enter a major reaccumulation phase. And it's my opinion that, I mean, Sol was the first to bottom against its Bitcoin and ETH pair like a long time ago. So it makes sense that it's also the first to top against
Hey
those
Max,
pairs.
how many billions of market cap is sold right now?
How many what?
Billions of dollars of market cap is sold right now.
Dude, I don't even know what the market cap of Sol is. I have no idea.
I don't think anybody does.
50?
I
have no
know
idea.
it's like seventh. I think it's like seventh biggest market cap in crypto. I think I checked the other day.
I literally have no idea what the market
So
cap
the market cap of Sol right now is almost as big as Lucid.
It's
Actually, it's bigger than
26.5 billion.
Yeah. And Lucid's 14 billion, and they have actual products.
Yeah, Tucker, I see what you're doing, bro. That's nice. Look at this man working.
We might get that.
Are they both in log mode though?
No.
The interesting part here is that Sol is at 26.5, but Ether is at 240, right? So there is still like even like if you will not even look at the charts, right? You will not look at Sol ETH chart. You can simply look at their market cap, and there is still lots of room for Sol to appreciate against Ether. But it's always like this, right? With lower market cap coins.
There's room, but like I would arguably say, like your upside is very capped on Sol at this point in comparison to every other asset across the board.
But it could still go to like $80, Will. I mean, that's a nice move. I do agree.
Sure,
Sol
if you're
dominance will
leveraging
probably begin trending down at some point, or at least just pull back. But Sol, Tommy was talking about this. Like, why short the strongest coin in the market? Why make it?
I'm not saying short it. I'm just saying why entertain it when its exponentials are just gone.
What I like about the bear case scenario for Sol finally, and it's something I was saying since like $35 on Sol, is that you want to wait until you start to get daily bearish divergences on Sol, and we just got the first. So I still would not short it here yet, because they can still wreck it and make a new high and a new high, because they don't want any early shorts in. But if you won't have stops above the highs and will just look to continue short around these prices, that in my opinion that makes sense. But really with like no stop loss, it needs to be like some like basic invalidation way higher or something.
Yeah, I think trading the momentum on Sol is great, but I'm saying like let me entertain it this way, Max. If you're just an investor, what would be your interest in Sol? If you're just investing and you're looking at Sol and you're looking at other things that from an exponential standpoint, what would be your thought process on Sol?
I'll answer that. I know it's not a rug, and it's tracking the ETH fractal from 2019. So I'd feel much more comfortable throwing big money at something that I know has already survived a bear market and has interest off of the lows going into the next Bitcoin halving than I would throwing a big amount at a startup that could potentially rug or never gain that interest.
Yeah. I mean, this is the case that I was talking about in on the spaces, and I actually took it from you, Max, like initially the first time I heard it from you. But it does make sense that it's for the big guys, right, who are looking to outperform ETH and Bitcoin. So what will they look at, right? There is only BNB, Sol, and Link, and out of those three, in my opinion, Sol offers the best.
Yeah,
Will,
you hit
let
the
me give
nail on
you
the head right there,
let me give you a prime example. So I help some people, just people in my real life, people that I know, place a little bit of money here and there in crypto. It's like their accounts and stuff, but I help them push buttons. And basically I got a lot of them in like with size on Solana. And I'm not talking about like buying 1,000 Sol. I'm talking about buying like a lot of Solana. I felt comfortable getting them into Solana at about $30 before the breakout because I knew, okay, we can chase some beta here. I know it's not going to be a rug and they've got appetites for risk. So that's a prime example of like guys with serious money that are comfortable taking risks with the proper guidance, knowing that, okay, this isn't going to be some on-chain rug that I get involved in. You can go on Coinbase and buy it, and it survived the previous cycle. And I think it's going to continue to be that way. Whether
Yeah,
it's a
but
crappy chain or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
I
matter
guess
at all.
I guess for me, like I agree. Like we can say we can look at it like, okay, it's not a rug, but there's a lot of things in the space that I would say are not a rug. There's plenty of coins that have been in the space a really long time that could do a 2-3x from where they're at, right? And that's kind of the way I look at it favorably. I think there's been coins in this space since inception almost. Like they've been in here a really long time, and they usually see about a 2-3x every cycle. I don't think Sol has a 3-4x left in it. I think Sol maybe has a 1-2x left in it as far as upside. Maybe 3-4. Maybe it surprises me, right? But
Yeah,
like
but
I
even if
think
it goes back to the all-time high, what was it, like $300 or something like that?
yeah, but with dilution, I don't think that's gonna play, right? Like, and I always factor that in too, because there's always gonna be dilution throughout bear markets,
Yeah.
where you're exponentially diluted from where you were from previous market, right? Due to sell off of locked capital or rewards or so on and so forth. So a lot of people don't even consider that through bear markets. That's why you don't want to hold through a bear. You want to buy through a bear. You don't want to hold into a bear. But like I don't know, like I look at things and we can even look at things like that have zero use case, like Wing, for instance, right? But the exponentials are still there as far as if you're just looking at from a momentum trade. We can look at it like things like ADA right now at 20 cents. I think ADA could easily see $2, $3 again And in those scenarios, that's nothing crazy, but it's nothing to scoff at the same time, because when you look at that from those perspectives, you're looking at a 10x plus. Whereas, like, I don't think Solana has a 10x in it. I think even Ethereum has more upside than Solana at this point. And
I don't know if
that's
I
kind
agree.
of
I
what I'm
don't know if I
saying.
agree with that. I don't know if I agree with
No,
that.
I'm saying buying here, like right
Okay,
here, right?
but I mean, maybe. But let's just assume Solana reaccumulates and goes down to $40 or $45.
Okay, then it would have more. I would agree with that.
I think it has more, man. I think it definitely will outperform ETH. I mean, just look at
W-
the Sol ETH valuation. I mean, it
Just look at this, Max. Look at this.
oh my gosh, what is this?
Okay, so the 3 peaks in dominance, right? If we take it from there, that puts us right here. Basically, what it would imply is a 18% pullback, so that would be $50 Sol, 230% up to 160, back to 60, up to 180, solely based on dominance versus ETH if it tracked.
So that would bring Sol up to $200 or 186.
Yeah, so
I could be on board with that. I could definitely be on board with that pricing.
this would be the path.
Yeah, that ain't a bad trade. But also, if it pulls off the ETH fractal, kind of ignoring dilution, like Will was talking about, I mean, then you're talking about a $700 or $800 Sol, and you got to keep a YOLO bag just in case that happens.
Well, people thought the same thing about BNB, and BNB did not do it, right? And that's what I like to look back at.
BNB didn't. What are you talking about?
No,
with
no.
BNB?
So last cycle, a lot of people thought BNB would reach $600-800 per BNB, and it looked very likely, but it didn't
But
quite get
BNB is
there.
not a good example because we're talking about coins that have had a
I'm talking
cycle
about
before. Last
I'm,
cycle, BNB didn't have a cycle before.
I'm talking about momentum wise, right? So from a momentum perspective, well, Sol and BNB are very similar as far as timeline wise. They're not that far behind each other. But I would say when you look at BNB's upside and the momentum it had the potential to reach much higher prices if the market had continued. And that's kind of the thing too. You have to look at your outlook on where you think the market may end. And I do have a pretty good outlook on where I think the market may end. And I think going into 2025, 2026 is where it will end. Could be wrong on that, but that's where I think that the market will end. And if that's the case, then what's your upside potential beyond that position? And so I think, like, once the frost starts reaching, a lot of people will expect these type of moves, but they won't come to fruition. It's almost like the 100K Bitcoin in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we're getting into time here. We're almost at 2 hours. I think I got to wrap us up here. Otherwise, we'll just keep going forever. Tucker, do you want to explain this real quick? Or
Yeah, so what the previous fractal was just based on dominance, right? But if we just look at price and where Sol is respective to its all-time high, if it tracked the ETH fractal, be down 75% from all-time high, like it would be right here. So you'd be somewhere in this region.
I mean, that'd be fantastic. Can you massage a fractal?
Yeah, let's massage a price prediction on that. So let's do that.
I mean,
we are more in that 2019 top fractal, but I would delete the COVID part, right?
Where
you have to put it in log, probably, right?
Yeah.
Oh, log's gonna mess it up a little bit. Be like this. Yeah, I mean that would track.
But it would take you well above the all-time high, is what that fractal's really painting. Like if you expanded it more and brought the top of that fractal up to like $600 on Sol.
Whoa! That sounds like reaching, man. I'm just saying that's the propaganda right there.
Whoa, that's 1,200,
propaganda, bro. That's some propaganda. Look, Tucker, bring that support to resistance and then the breakout.
What?
So up there on your white line, bring that consolidation range below the resistance. Let's entertain that. What's that?
I want to entertain one as well after.
I can't see the
500.
price. Sorry, 500. Okay, so yeah, I could entertain that. I could entertain that because I would think that if you're going to break out in that type of way, you're going to hit that resistance and just play against it over and over and over again before you're not going to use it as support. You're just
Yeah,
literally going to
the
play
only
against it
thing
and
I
break
can
out.
think of is, ETH hit what 1,400 and then went to 5K, so that's like what 3x more than its all-time high.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying, like, this is the most bullish scenario I could see with Sol. The most bullish scenario I could see with it. Like, I
Well,
couldn't see
the
anything beyond that
most
price.
the most bullish would be 3x's Sol's all-time high, which would be like $800.
I don't think it's doing that, bro. The thing is, that Sol and Ethereum are they're just not the same. And
But
when Ethereum,
Cardano, man.
no, I mean Cardano, sure, but Cardano also collapsed, right? But so I would say, like, if we're looking at Sol, like from
Sol
my
666.
perspective,
Sol
Sol
666.
Sol could do
666.
666. I could entertain anything. There's no way I'm entertaining 800 though. Absolutely zero scenario. I'm entertaining 800.
Like
But
from here,
Max.
Well,
I'm not entertaining $800
Yeah,
into the next
I
cycle.
got the picture, Tucker.
oh,
Yep. 777, baby.
Let me find it.
Tucker, can you entertain? Oh, you got away with the ease chart, but I wanted to entertain that fractal. Oh, nice. From ease, if you're gonna take the top in July 2019, right, and place it on top of Sol.
July 2019.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes. So take that, but don't take the fractal over to COVID. Just leave it. Yeah, right there, end it.
Like
So
here to like there.
no, left,
Just to the bottom.
maybe even a little bit to the left. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and take this one, place it on Sol from the current price, and now take the other part of the East fractal. Yeah, something like that. And maybe make it shorter on time. I do not know about the timing there, but something like that would make sense. And this does make sense though to me. That is going to happen.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I would shove down there, Jackus, if that
Yeah.
happened. Oh my gosh. Tucker, do me one favor. Draw a diagonal trend line across all those pronounced lows right there. All the lows, brother.
That plays into exactly what I was saying as far as upside. Like that's what I would see. I would see maybe a double top, maybe a lower high.
Something like that.
I
Beautiful.
would love that. It fakes the breakdown of the uptrend, right? And that's the scary shakeout that I said is going to come, and we gonna fucking buy it and ride it to the moon.
Look, I'll be in Sol if it does that. I will be in Sol, but I'm just stating, like, your exponentials.
But Will, the underperformance,
it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But but I'm looking at it for like this, and this is what I pointed out to you again, Nakamoto games and stuff like that, Max. Like, I think the gaming sector is going to freaking. If Sol does that, dude, I'm gonna make so much money on the gaming side. Just stupid amounts of money on the gaming side.
I mean, like Sol Gaming.
I'm in Sol gaming. I'm in AVAX gaming. I've been in all the chains.
What
Polygon?
What
like
coins
everything.
are you gonna show us? Well, what coins from the Sol ecosystems are you gonna show us? I need to add them to my watch list.
I mean, you can check out Polychain Monsters as one.
Sorry, Polychain?
On that one. Yeah. I mean, that token was going for $50 in 2021. It's currently like 20 cents.
What's the ticker? Is it Pmon?
Yeah, Pmon. Yep.
Sounds like Pokemon.
It's a knockoff hardcore, but they got a game and everything as well.
Max, that picture's too good.
Oh yeah.
Sol 777. I'm gonna have to raise this a little bit, fellas.
We need 777 on Sol. Guys, I can't explain it, but just know we need it.
Tucker, you share this chart on Twitter right now. Say it's programmed, and you're gonna get 200 likes. Believe me.
You have to make sure you put the cash tag in there, and then you'll definitely get there. All the man.
I was talking to some of the council too, and I was trying to convince them to go to Seoul because I think that they would do really well over there, but I don't think they're going to.
Manlets will love it. The Solana manlets.
Do you guys know something about space USDT microvision chain?
Huh?
Put on space USDT chart.
The other one too, Jackus, and this is one that Ozio brought up, and we played this last cycle. Star Atlas, bro. Do not sleep on that one.
Star Atlas?
Yeah, that one's a really good one. They got NFTs, they got tokens, but I'm definitely throwing that to Ozio because he was playing that one hardcore last cycle and did made really well on it.
What's the ticker?
I think you just type in Star Atlas and it should pull up.
It did not pull up anything.
Hold on, let me pull up the token. Give me just a second.
Maybe, oh, I have it. It's Atlas USDT.
Yeah, I think it is. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pull it up.
This one? Oh, Will. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Shit. I'm always scared to buy these, I'm not gonna lie.
Really well-defined floor there. Like I know these things get scary at these lows, but look at Link's floor and look at that. You could literally draw a line across that floor now.
Yeah, but Will.
I'm just saying, like that is a floor if I've ever seen one. The liquidity has been drained from this token, but the point is that this game is still thriving and doing well. Just check out the game, Jackus. Check out the game. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can even buy the NFTs and stuff like that if you're too scared of the token.
Let's leverage. I like leveraging Sol via NFTs, man. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a Solana game. That's why I'm pointing it out. Solana games haven't really hit yet. Same thing with AVAX. AVAX games haven't really hit yet, but I think they're coming. The rotation hasn't hit for that yet. It's mainly on Polygon and Ethereum right now for gaming. The rotation I think will occur later for things like AVAX, things like Solana, and so on and so forth when it comes to gaming.
Thanks, man.
I gotta take us out here, boys. It's time. We've been going for over 2 hours.
It's Geno Pets.
Guys,
that one out too.
Thank you so much for being here today. Let's see, we got to 81 likes. You guys are the best. If you guys have not liked the content yet, please consider hitting that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for our growth. Furthermore, if you are new here, we are Because Bitcoin, and this is our daily YouTube show, Market Check. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time with this full cast that you are looking at right here. Please consider subscribing to the channel so you can be made aware of when we go live and when we post new videos. It's a really great experience. You will not regret subscribing. So please consider doing that. Furthermore, I promised I would hit you guys with it one more time while on stream here, guys. First link in the description of this stream, becausebitcoin.com/premium, will take you to our website where you can sign up for our private Discord where you get to trade with Tucker, Snorlax, me, Will, Jackus, and Wabi. We share premium analysis that we don't talk about here on YouTube. Plus, you know, we have 2 hours of private voice calls every single day with the entire Because Bitcoin team and community. And we also have an active positions channel. We really focus this Discord and cater it towards execution. You know, we talk about charts a lot on YouTube. We post all of our TA in the Discord. But how do you actually execute and figure out how to make money? It's a very difficult thing to master. And as a collective, we've got a pretty awesome track record. So consider giving that a try. You get 1 month for free if you sign up and use that code below, free month at checkout. We're not going to continue that forever. I'm going to talk with the team and figure it out, but that might be coming to an end. So if you want to jump on that free month, free 30 days, The time is probably sooner rather than later. So, guys, consider checking that out. I'm going to kick it over to Tommy to say a final goodbye.
Final goodbye. Yeah, guys, we appreciate y'all for sticking around and watching the whole episode. Hopefully you were able to glean some alpha, some useful trading setups, maybe some high time frame analysis in there. I mean, we were live for about 2 hours. So if you haven't liked the video already, just going to reiterate that one more time. We'd love if you could throw one of those our way. But y'all stay safe this this lovely Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon, depending on where you are. But yeah, no, make sure to tune in for Market Talk with King Wabi, the legendary King Wabi, 4:15, 4:30 Eastern time. We've been having some great discussions in the afternoon lately, as well as on Market Check, guys. I mean, because Bitcoin, the entire team has just been absolutely killing it. So proud of everybody that I am able to work with. But yeah, I think that's all for me, guys. Like I said, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and we will be back tomorrow. Thanks again.